election where them do. We still they wait for the change. All the promise when they make.
Chai! Now wow, people we supposed talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. He go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Aha, now you muna don't hear, oh. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you for joining me this evening once again. Thank you.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live, and share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today. So share the broadcast. Thank you. As usual.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you very much for joining me. If you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and then if you are listening to this on Diaspora Radio International online, I welcome you to another segment on in the Temple of Truth. So as you are joining, drop the offering, which means like the video, share it. I mean, other people should see it too. If you are going to spend your next hour here tonight, so in this video that you're about to watch, or should I say in the temple tonight, we have a lot of stuff to address. All right, they are so critical and important. So if you take your time to, from the beginning, share it before you relax, okay? Because it's going to be a lot to talk about, and they are so important as well. Also, I am going to be opening the line at some point, just because tonight I am going to give us the updates on our fundraiser. Okay, the fund we have raised, the fund we have spent, what did we spend them on, and how much do we have left? Tonight I'm going to give you figure for figure, and then we're also going to discuss what's going to be the next thing to do. So that is why I am very much happy to be here tonight, and I hope you are too. Also tonight, I am also going to share with you the latest slip in the camp of those who have been conducting a genocide in eastern Nigeria, killing and maiming, burning and looting, kidnapping and raping innocent people in Igbo land. There is a slip today because there is a general narrative out there, a forceful one being forced down your throat by the system that is killing its own people. I have repeatedly told you on MaiyegunsDiary, Politico, never to celebrate any kind of criminality against innocent people, even if they claim this was done by unknown gunmen. Do not ever celebrate them because it is their handiwork. And if you play along with them, you will end up being the victim, and they will justify whatever they do to you. There's a slip from the mouth of the man who started it all. Uzordinma, and it is golden. I am ready to mint this, and I want all of you to do same. IPOB is not a violent organization. IPOB is not responsible for the insecurity in eastern Nigeria. And IPOB is not unknown gunmen. Whatever biases you might have for IPOB, for Nnamdi Kanu, for the way they do their things, the way they, whatever it is, that will never make them criminals. Whatever narrative Nigerian government wants you to understand or to believe as, as flimsy, should I put it that way, as worthless as most of their own postulations have been, they cannot override the truth. And I said it here. The reason why the insecurity in eastern Nigeria escalated to this point is because the politicians are behind it. And the man who started it all, Uzordinma, just came out on Easter Day when they were slaughtering people in Osu. He said IPOB is not responsible. And I am so surprised that Nigeria media are not using that as their headlines to say IPOB vindicated. But it was buried. While the media continued to say the reason why their soldiers, Nigerian army, went into a community and different communities in Olu, and they started there shooting and slaughtering innocent people on Easter Day, Easter Sunday. They said they were looking for ESN, IPOB. But guess what? The politicians are behind all of this. And no place Uzordinma confirmed that. But let's start from the message, which is kind of similar to what many of us have been saying for so long. Nigeria is in serious mess. And the reason why Nigeria got into this deeper mess is because Nigeria has no constitution that is enacted or supported or approved by the people of Nigeria. The constitution that they call the constitution in Nigeria is a military decree foisted on them by the Abdusalami Abubakar military junta, an illegal government at the time. And since then, their fake constitution has been propping up criminals who have led Nigeria into the slaughterhouse where you are today, economically ruined. So preparing for an election is like, recycling the same thing, doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. And then saying, only mad people, person we mad, we giddy. Now they do same thing again and again and then expect a different result. So Shifa Afe Babalola just reiterated what we have been saying. According to the legal luminary, he said, in quotes, the naira, which was 199 naira to $1 in 2015, is now over 570 naira to $1. The external debt, which was 10.7 billion dollars in 2015, is now over $38 billion. The government is borrowing more, spending more, but earning less revenue. The worst thing is that the debt servicing level is also rising. In 2020, Nigeria was ranked the poorest country in the world, with over 50% of Nigerians living in extreme poverty, while over 70 million Nigerians are in urgent need of life-saving assistance. The Nigeria Bureau of Statistics confirms Nigeria's poverty capital via the Guardian May 15, 2020 publication. The Guardian devoted 78 powerful editorials to the need for Nigeria to have a true people's federal constitution. In addition, many leading traditional rulers, former presidents, governors, and lawyers have supported the Guardian editorial and pleaded with the government and the National Assembly to convene a national conference for a new people's constitution to save Nigeria from nosediving into irretrievable bankruptcy and poverty, irreparable economic and political damage without, I'll take that again. To save Nigeria from nosediving into irretrievable bankruptcy and poverty, irreparable economic and political damage brought about by the 1999 Constitution and its beneficiaries. A new constitution imperatively necessary before any election. I am of the firm conviction that money bags now control the level of power. If we allow the current constitution beyond 2023, what we will be getting is recycling leadership. We will continue the old ways. We need a constitution that will throw up young, brilliant, dedicated people to save this country. We can't get all this under the current constitution. So that's the position of, and in this regard, he stressed further that the election should be postponed. An interim government should be put in place until a new constitution is put together where people will agree to still be, if they still want to be part of this Nigeria or not. That is logical thing. That is logical reasoning. That is never applicable to the current Nigeria. So that is on record. Just 2 days ago, Bishop Azan Kuka, in his homily, or let's say in his Easter message, he he delivered this sound bite as usual because he's part of this Nigeria project himself. I'll share my screen with you because I want to read that word for word as well. And I want to have it on record, what he said, before we speak further. And you can use the opportunity as well to get yourself ready on what is going to be your contribution when we open the line, okay? So, Garbage Shehu, Femi Oponu Adesina, they said after this message was delivered by, was released by the Bishop Kuka, the response of Garbage Shehu of Femi Oponu Adesina is that Bishop Kuka has poison, as a gene or DNA of 8. Now, I'm going to read this back to you now quickly. Sorry if this takes a little bit of our time. I want it on record here. Now, here is the message of Bishop Kuka to Nigerians and then Buhari and co, okay? Listen to this. Or you can read with me if you want to. Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ, men and women of goodwill everywhere. I send you every greetings and felicitations as we celebrate the risen Christ. Easter is here again. For all Christians, Easter is a metaphor for our lives as individuals, families, communities, or nations. Easter is a metaphor, it's a metaphor for our shame, scandal, powerlessness, weakness, and opprobrium suddenly transform into glory, honor, preeminence, laudation, and applause. It is a fulfillment of what the Master himself has foretold when he said, unless a grain of wheat falls on the ground and dies, it remains only a single grain, but if it dies, it bears much fruit. That's John 12:24. And the psalmist had said, those who sow in tears will sing when they reap. So the crucifixion, I want to go quickly to the part he's talking about the country, which is the paragraph 3. Our dear country, Nigeria, still totters and wobbles as we screech towards a dangerous and avoidable canyon of dry bones. Nonetheless, we still cling to hope, a hope in the resurrected Christ, knowing, as St. Paul said, this hope does not disappoint us. Romans 5:5. Nigerians can no longer recognize their country, which has been battered and buffeted by men and women from the dark womb of time. It is no longer necessary to ask how we got here. The real challenge is how to find the slippery rungs on the ladder of ascent so we can climb out. Yet, we ask, ascent to where? For us as Christians, ascent is to the loving embrace of the resurrected Christ, who is Lord of history. One would be tempted to ask, what is there to say about our tragic situation today that has not been said? Who is there to speak that has not spoken? Like the friends of Job, we stare at an imponderable tragedy as the nation unravels from all sides. The government has slid into hibernation mode. It is hard to know whether the problem is that those in power do not hear, see, feel, know, or just don't care. Either way, from this crossroad, we must make a choice to go forward, turn left, or turn right, or return home. None of these choices are easy. Yet, guided by the light of the risen Christ, we can reclaim our country from its impending slide to anarchy. The greatest challenge now is how to begin a process of reconstructing our nation, hoping that we can hang on and survive the 2023 elections. The real challenge before us now is to look beyond politics and face the challenge of forming character and faith in our country. Here, leaders of religion, Christianity, and Islam need to truthfully face the role of religion in the survival of our country. The Nigerian Constitution has very clearly delineated the fine boundaries between religion and politics, yet many politicians continue to behave as if they are presiding over both the political and the spiritual realms in their states than governing in a democracy. This conflict between Caesar and God is imbued as faith in part of world history. Many religious leaders often measure their power by how close they are to Caesar. Yes, Caesar's embrace is often full of thorns. The challenge is for the religious leaders to know that Both Caesar and those he represents are answerable to God who created them. The welfare of citizens constitutes the cornerstone for measuring the legitimacy of any political leader. As such, religious leaders must focus more on the issues of welfare, safety, and security of ordinary citizens. They must raise their voice when these rights are being trampled upon. A leader must know when to call Caesar a fox and not a horse. Luke 13:32. The greatest challenge for Nigeria is not even the 2023 elections. It is the prospect for the reconciliation of our people. Here, the Buhari administration sadly has divided our people on the basis of ethnicity, religion, and region in a way that we have never witnessed in our history. This carefully choreographed agenda has made Nigerians vulnerable and ignited the most divisive form of identity consciousness among our people. Years of friendship, cultural exchange, and collaboration built over time have now come under serious pressure from stereotyping. Notwithstanding these challenges, religious leaders must recover and deploy their moral authority and avoid falling victims to the schemes of politicians and their material enticements. Today, the values of interfaith dialogue have come under severe strain and pressure with extremists from both sides of our faith, denigrating the idea of dialogue with their counterparts of other faiths. Ignorance and miseducation have combined the prejudice to create the falsehood that somehow one religion is superior to the others. With so many ill-equipped fraudsters posing as religious leaders, there is an obsession with defaming the others and widening our differences. Religious leaders must face the reality that here in Nigeria and elsewhere around the world, millions of people are living Christianity and Islam. While we are busy building walls of division with blocks of prejudice, our members are becoming atheists, but we prefer to pretend that we do not see this. We cannot pretend not to hear the footsteps of our faithful who are marching our way into atheism and secularism. No threats can stop this, but dialogue can open our hearts. Thank God, in the last few years, we have had some good news from outside the shores of Nigeria. The most noteworthy is the initiative undertaken by both Pope this, Pope that, and all of that. Let's pass that. We need to start thinking of a Nigeria beyond banditry and kidnapping and the endless cycles of violence that have engulfed our communities and nation. We cannot continue to pretend that there are no religious undertones to the violence in the name of God that has given our religions a bad name. The way out is for the state to enforce the secular status of the Nigerian state so as to give citizens the necessary freedoms from the shackles of semi-feudal confusion over the status of religion and the state in a plural democracy. We must be ready to embrace modernity and work out how to preserve our religions and cultures without turning religion into a tool for tyranny, exclusion, and oppression. In finding our way forward, the president must concede that it is within his powers to decide how we are going to end the war that has engulfed and is tearing down our nation. It seems that the federal government has shown far greater commitment to integrating so-called repentant terrorists than getting our children back from kidnappers or keeping our universities open. Earlier last month, Operation Safe Corridor announced that it had graduated 599 members of various terrorist groups who have acquired new skills and are now ready to be integrated into society. The total comes to over 1,000 now. It is plausible to note that the program involves psychosocial support, rehabilitation, vocational training, skill acquisition, and startups. Despite all this, the larger issue is that their various communities have expressed their reluctance to receive their erring sons back. Nigerians have no access to the transcripts of the text of the confessions of these terrorists, not to talk of evidence of their commitment to not sin again. We have only the words of the terrorists and the same military that they have been fighting a war with. It speaks volumes when the president and his military hierarchy choose to believe these young men who took up arms and for years waged war against their country, killed, maimed, and wasted thousands of lives, destroyed entire communities, and now they are being housed, fed, clothed with public funds. All this while, their victims have been forced to make the various IDP camps their new homes. Where is the justice for the victims and the rest of the country they have destroyed? As a priest, I cannot be against a repentant sinner or criminals changing their ways. After all, the doors of forgiveness must always remain open. However, in this case, Nigerians have very little information as to the entire rehabilitation processes. Have these terrorists felt the heat, or have they seen the light? Or is their repentance a mere strategic and tactical repositioning? So far, we have no evidence that these terrorists have been able to confront their victims, not to talk of seeking forgiveness from them. Something is wrong. We see these terrorists adorned in our national colors in their green and white kaftans, trousers, and looking like heroes of the states. Are we to assume that they have become acknowledged models for Nigerian youth? Perhaps the next graduating set might be treated to presidential handshakes, receptions at the villa with full national colors. Only last week, as if in delayed solidarity, Jamaatul Nasir Islam, JNI, in a statement stated that, in quote, "It appears that the continuous callous acts of mayhem, killings and arson happening almost on daily or weekly basis around us, either within communities or on the roads we ply, has automatically reset our human psyche, that we now have accepted such dastardly acts as part of our lives, to the extent that we no longer feel it. Any government that is incapable of protecting the lives of its citizens has lost the moral justification of being there in the first place. Our humanity is being eroded, and that erosion is becoming new normal." Similarly, the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, and the House of Representatives have finally called on the president to resign, since, in their view, it is now clear that he cannot protect his citizens. This has come 3 years after the Catholic bishop's statement issued on April 26, 2018, made the same call that was greeted with cynicism. The challenge of fixing the broken nation is enormous, and, as I have said, requires joint efforts. With everything literally broken down, our country has become one big emergency national hospital with full occupancy. Our individual hearts are broken. Our family dreams are broken. Homes are broken. Churches, mosques, infrastructures are broken. Our educational system is broken. Our children's lives and future are broken. Our politics is broken. Our economy is broken. Our energy system is broken. Our security system is broken. Our roads and rails are broken. Only corruption is alive and well. So we ask, with the psalmist, we look up to the hills, from where shall come our help? Our help shall come from the name of the Lord. Psalm 121, 2. 2023 beckons, and the stage is set. The challenge is whether we have learned any lesson from the tragedy that has afflicted us in the last few years. The presidency of Nigeria is not a human right based on ethnic, religious, or regional sentiments. The next president of Nigeria must be a man or woman with heart, a sense of empathy, and a soul on fire that can set limits to what human indignities visited on citizens that he or she can tolerate. We have no need for any further empty messianic rhetoric laced with deceitful and grandiose religiosity. We need someone who can fix our broken nation, rid our people of the looming dangers of hunger and destitution. Our presidential aspirants must show evidence from their legacies and antecedents that they know the country well enough and its severe wounds. Whoever wants to govern us must illustrate that he or she understands what has turned our nation into national hospital and show us plans for our discharge from this horror. Support for INEC and its infrastructure is fundamental to a free and fair election. And we condemn in very strong terms all those criminals who continue to threaten the society with violence. They should meet the force of the law. Yeah. Anyway, other things were in that message, and I think I've picked the ones I want from there, and I think that's it. Right. And when Garbage Shehu, Femi Opono Adeshina, when they decided to react to that message, as usual, they call for the head of Kuka. Well, now so them they do. What is there to add? What is there to remove? Nigeria is done for. Buhari has further divided Nigeria beyond anything that anybody can put together. The only thing that should bring Nigeria together now, from all parts of Nigeria right now, is what? Is a national conversation to discuss if they still want to be part of this union. Right? Like I told you, people have choices, and you should give them the right to exercise that. You know what I mean? If people say they want to still be part of Nigeria, it simply means they will give their conditions for why or how they want to be part of that Nigeria. That conversation is what people should be projecting, promoting, except for the fact that, like Chief Afe Babalola said, the money bags are now controls the levels of power, and therefore they take it to wherever they want to take it to. But let me promise you this: they are taking Nigeria down the hill where the explosion, Africa will not be able to handle it, because these whole mass killings, setting up ethnic nationalities and setting people up on trumped-up charges, killing people in their homes, and then blame them in death. All of these things are going to eventually erupt, and these money bags, these power miss road guys who believe that they can do and undo, yeah, they will not be able to control it. It is their desperation of tearing Nigeria apart, which they have done successfully in 7 years under Buhari. We have told you that when the history of the Buhari and APC, Egbekegbe's murderous regime, and their time, when the history is going to be told, right? Watch my face, Buhari and gang, they will be standing trial for crimes against humanity. That's what they are doing in Eastern Nigeria. And I told you, I said, it is all set up. Can you not see the way the whole thing is? Calling IPOB unknown gunmen is deliberate. But every now and then they continue to tell you the people behind the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, the politicians who invited the soldiers into Eastern Nigeria to kill Igbos, and some of you want to live in that denial, Well, while Olu was burning and innocent people were being slaughtered in their homes, let me put it this way. Have you read the response of the Nigerian military? Give me 1 sec. Have you seen the press release of the Nigerian army on the killings of innocent people? Over 20 people killed in Olu on Easter Day. So the Nigerian military, or should we call them the Nigerian army, they released a statement. Guess what they wrote in that statement? They said they were engaging with ESN in Olu when they were burning people's properties, when they were shooting and killing innocent people, harmless people, people with no guns or nothing. Their press statement said they did that because they were fighting with ESN. Should be when you are fighting people, that means they are shooting back, Abi. Nobody was shooting them. You have seen the video. I can't show that video again, honestly speaking. I don't even know how we escaped it last night when we used that video, right? But you have seen the video where the soldiers were shooting into people's homes, burning down their homes and all of that. They claim to be fighting with ESN. And that's what they said. And that is what the PDP social media vuvuzelas, that is what they ran to town with. Yes, they did. The last 1 week has been about ESN this, IPOB that. Now that the truth is coming out, we cannot find, I mean, they are nowhere to be found, my people. We can't see them. But guess what? I've told you, for those of you who have been following this, even though despite the billions and billions and billions of naira that all these politicians and their own foot soldiers are expending to continue to promote the propaganda in order for you to psychologically accept that IPOB is capable of killing their own people simply because they are angry. So every billion they are spending, so many of you with these little small platforms, you have been able to educate your mind. You have been able to dodge all those propagandas. You have been able to maintain your mental health. You are not confused, even if a lot of people around you are confused. When you walk into a room and you say, and they are talking about some people have hijacked IPOB. Nobody hijacked IPOB. Okay? And nobody hijacked IPOB or the Biafran struggle to start killing people. So don't justify anything. The criminality going on in Eastern Nigeria is a plot in order to further make you believe that don't trust IPOB, don't trust the Biafran struggle, don't believe in the breakup of Nigeria. And the people, even if you believe that Nigeria should break up, don't trust this kind of people. They cannot make it happen. They are just criminals, and that. To prove that to you, they brought unknown gunmen. But the people who brought them said, and the same people who brought unknown gunmen, who brought this criminality, they also invited the military. So that when these criminals they are funding, they are giving guns to, when they perpetuate their criminality, the Nigerian military will come and say, we are responding to that criminality. And they will start burning people's homes, killing innocent people to justify it. It is a simple, very heartless plot. And yes, Nigerian politicians can be that heartless. They can be that mean, cold-hearted, bloody. Some of you have been doubting yourselves, but some of you have never doubted yourself that you don't believe it. IPOB they are not capable of doing this. You have been telling yourself since, because you are right. And you should keep saying that. Wherever you walk into a room, say it to them. The man that brought the unknown gunmen, the man himself had this to say 2 days ago. This is not old video. This is hopeless Uzordinma confirming it, that the insecurity in Imo State, likewise the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, is not the handiwork of the IPOB. Now, I am not going to quote anything. I'm going to ask him to say it to you. And who are those responsible? Hopeless Uzordinma, tell us.
And they repent. If they don't repent, government will come all out. I have decided to say this because the people behind this are also carrying the blackmail. They are the one that will kill. They are the one that will come out to blame government. They think we don't know what they're doing. I think their cup is now full. And killing of innocent people must stop in Imo State.
Oh, I just picked the wrong one. Now, you know what you're going to do for me? I'm going to need just 2 minutes to play you the right clip before we eventually continue this broadcast, where he actually confirmed that a moment. But while we do that, let's call it a break, yeah? And you can take your time to share the broadcast if you haven't. Like it if you haven't as well. I will be back in a minute.
Shay, help us. help us. There is God. Oh. There is God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. God should descend. Oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God. Oh. There is God. Oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God. Oh. There is God. Oh. There is God. Oh. There is God. Oh. There is God. Oh.
There is God, though. So what I'm going to do is this. I want you to tell me if you can hear this in a moment, okay? I'm going to share the screen with you, and you tell me if the audio works before I continue. Just a moment.
Answering the killings in Olo, last week in Oberuru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died. Not one PDP man, his house has been attacked or bombed. So it is very clear to me that these people are after APC. I am sorry for those who will come in a very naked daylight. I want to be after government. Only a weak government can allow that. It is my hope that the people who are doing this will use the period of Easter and repent. If they don't repent, government will come all out. I have decided to say this because the people behind this.
Oh, what happened? Sorry, give me a sec. I'm still having trouble with that. It's a mix up. Oh, no. Okay, that's my fault. I'll walk around that and I'll show that to you just before we leave the chat tonight. Now, going forward. So, going forward, we'll now go and touch on our finance so that we can manage our time, because we are nearly an hour now. We can manage our time in taking course too. So that's when I'll share that video with you. I actually put up a second old one, I'll say, but we'll come back to that. However, 2 months ago, should I say, well, 6 weeks ago, nearly 7 weeks now. So I would say 2 months ago, we decided on this platform to get involved in helping, assisting those who are being persecuted for standing up for Yoruba nation. And in that sense, we decided to pull our resources together, okay? So we started a fundraiser. So in the last 2 months, we have raised nearly £36,000, right? At the same time, during the period, there is what we call the transaction charges, where they have to verify if you're actually the one making the donation by yourself, those confirmation, where all of that. So in the process, we got back at least 31,000 pounds during this period. During this period, we have also expended quite some substantial amount of fund on different support. What do you call it? Project. Let's use projects or anything that comes to my mind later. So using a number in Nigeria naira, our total money could be put at 23.5 million naira. That's quite some substantial amounts to be raised on this platform in 2 months. Thanks to every one of you who have, turned up. Now, from our money, in the last 2 months, which includes this past few days, we have also expended quite some substantial, which comes to, let me see that, where do I put that here? We have spent, from our 23 million, we have spent over 15 million. And I'll give you the breakdown. Last month in March, we took over the welfare of Alano and the deputy Alano, which comes to a monthly bill of 1.7 million. We have done twice now. If you put that together, that would be 3.4 million naira. Oloye Sunday Igboho's welfare, which also came to 2 million naira at the time, was also paid by us. At the time before the release of Oloye Sunday Igboho, we have already mobilized a legal chamber that was going to take over his case before his release. And with his authorization, that many of you remember, we made a deposit of 2 million naira with a legal chamber in Nigeria. We still have that 2 million naira deposit with them as we speak. I'm going to say something on that tonight. So under the period, in the period under review, as they use them for finance, we've also we've also took charge of expending our money on publicity, which have seen us erected, or let me put it this way, paid for 8 billboards that will serve as our own publicity around the Yoruba land, which we are picking in base, base by base and all of that, until we do more. So 8 of that, and every other logistics that comes to it is costing us 1.4 million naira. And that will be for a month. The other part of our budget, or what we have expended on, is that report, which also includes our publicity as approved by this platform. Sorry guys, if you are watching us on Facebook, during this period that we took most of these decisions, especially the ones we took from April, MaiyegunsDiary Politico was on a month suspension on Facebook. So most of my friends who follow this through will continue to raise the fund. All of us who continue to raise the fund, we continued on YouTube. Okay, so we have a report that we have paid for. This report is going to be done in phases. Some of these are coming out this week, starting from tomorrow. We have sent reporters to Igogon to cover all the atrocities of the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land. The reason for that, just like the billboard idea, if you remember, was to start, number one, putting this conversation of Yoruba nation into the subconscious minds of our people back home, and saving us the casualty that comes with mobilizing people on the streets. In this case, a billboard will serve that job. Will serve that publicity even further, and people approved it on this platform. Same thing came with how about we have our own real report of what is going on back home. Because on this platform, we call ourselves here, when we started our fund, Diaspora for Justice. And that is what we want to use our resources to dig out. So in this case, our fund has now paid for a report, a comprehensive report that includes, interviews with the victims of the Fulani terrorism in Oyo State. So we've done this. They are now going through editing, subtitle, this and that. You know what I mean? All that should come with that. From tomorrow, we will begin to see this report. So it is a project that is going to cost us, in the first phase, it is going to cost us 1.5 million naira. And this is going to cover more than just one state in this regard. However, we have our savings too. So if I have to use my own currency here, the pound sterling, I would say with what we have paid for in the last 2 months to support this concept of intervention on Maiyegun's diary Politico, we have now expended over £21,000 from our money. Now, what does that mean? It simply means with the additional donation we have gotten and with what we have expended, we can still say we have at least we have £10,230 in our bank. Now, if you go to bed tonight, remember sometimes early in April when we decided that how much should we budget and spend in April, and then look out for results to see if we are going to be doing more. So we pick up the welfare of Alano last month, we pick up their welfare this month, and they will expect us to do same next month. Hopefully, we will be able to as well, right? Now, we have over £10,000, which you can put at, over 7 million naira. So what that means now is this. We have expended this month alone. We have expended, let me do my calculation here. Let's see that. So that means this month we have expended over 8 million naira already. But remember, we said we should put our budget, a ceiling budget at how much? 10 million naira. So from what we have, now we can say, we are close to that mark. So what I am actually having in mind now is this. For every other project, ideas, or anything, publicity, support, or whatever we want to do, or even if we should still continue this donation or we should stop it. If you feel like we should just expend what we have and just close it, we will decide that tonight. So consider that when you are making your calls as well, okay? But from what we have, I am personally feeling like the last part of this April budget should cover emergency fund for Oloye Sunday Igboho only, which means if Oloye needs any fund at this time, it will be the only thing that can now be paid out in April. Then in May, we'll consider what we have left. We'll consider what we can do further, and then we'll see if we are still going to have something bigger to do in May or not. This is the outcome. I don't know, I should have told you to start writing down if you would indeed probably want to ask questions and all that. Anyway, you can still ask any questions that you might want to. The last part of my report tonight is going to be on the Yoruba Rescue Fund. The job is advanced. I haven't been able to, have a timely date with the developer of our website and every other thing that is coming with it, right? But I am very confident that with what we have so far, we should be launching that possibly the first or latest the second week of May. So until then, the work is ongoing on that, okay? So there's a lot to be done. The purpose of us, meanwhile, I actually wanted to add, the purpose of us, going into Yoruba land, going into our communities, taking our cameras down, talking to the local, to the community, to our people like right there, let them tell their stories, have them on camera, and we'll bring them back here to all of us right here on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, through this platform to the rest of the world, and then we'll tell our stories. So maybe when you, as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman from all over the world, maybe when you now have the first-hand story of the people that we have been talking about and the damages, the wreck, and the ruins of the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land and the way the government is protecting them, maybe when you hear this directly from our people, it will get you kind of more concerned, and genuinely so that you will understand that we are not mad, we are not troublemakers. People are dying there, and their stories are not being told. Their stories are being buried, underreported, and they are being told to shut up. But everyone is just like a victim waiting to happen, because in Nigeria, the level of the destruction and the ruin has become something you can call turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Everyone is waiting for their turn. We all have families back in Nigeria. We wouldn't want to continue to wait and watch them get killed while Nigeria denied this is happening. We have seen many of our family members become refugees in another country. They are not even talking about them right there. We have seen our people who rose up to defend our land became targets, that the state government started hunting them down. They are being charged for terrorism. They are being charged for this and that. Meanwhile, there's also part of this funding I forgot to add. It is actually the chunkiest part of it. So crucial. I don't know how I actually omitted that, okay? And that funding from our 15.1 million is the 4.8 million naira that we paid to the legal team of Igbowo 12. You remember the 12 people they arrested at Oloye Sunday Igbowo's house? Yeah? The 12 of them, they released 10, they kept 2, and they charged the 2 for terrorism and this and that. Their legal team, they said that to close the case, they would need 5 million naira. This platform gave them 4.8 million naira. Just let that be on record too. I don't know how I forgot, and I actually omitted that, by the way. So let me repeat that. We have our 2 million naira for Igbowo's welfare in March, and then April. We have 3.4 million naira, which is 1.7 million naira in March, 1.7 million naira in April, to cover the welfare of Alano, Deputy Alano, and all their own healthcare and stay in Benin Republic. As so far, we paid out 4.8 million naira to the legal team of Igbowo 12 as they requested. That was our own support for them. We deposited the 2 million naira to the legal chamber that we hired to take over Oloye Sunday Igbowo's case in Benin Republic. It's been released, but the case is not really that over, as we understand. So Igbowo said we should leave that money with the lawyer, and it's been a while, and I haven't questioned that. So maybe I will raise that with Oloye. What should we do with this lawyer? What's it going to be? But so far, so good. Igbowo said we should leave it with them. We have expended 1.4 million naira on billboards, which is meant to, to promote what we said, the advocacy of the Yoruba nation in Yoruba land. And we have done that, and we have raised 8 of that so far. And at the same time, we have commissioned a special report team to help us report the damages done into our farms, our lands, our communities, our villages, and everything that are so underreported, to bring that to the world, including the members of this platform. So that too is going to cost us 1.5 million naira. So when you put all this together, then you get the figure of why we spent and expended that much. We have used our money judiciously. We have touched base. We have touched everywhere we should concerning this fund. But if you now feel like we have done enough, we should close it. Again, I would advise we should start talking about that when the line is open. It's so important, please. I've said a lot of things tonight. Pick which one you want to contribute to. And when you do, please make it brief enough so that we can allow more people to also contribute. In this case, I am going to take a break. It is called tea break. When my tea runs cold, when my tea gets cold, I kind of get cold myself. So what I'm going to do now is that I am going to put us on a short break. You are going to take a minute to like the video if you haven't. You're offering, right? Drop it. Like the video, share it, and then, pick up the phone. It is WhatsApp call only. Remember that. So, and I will be back in a moment. Yeah. So thank you very much. Like I said, the line is opened. So if you feel like you have something to add, as we do on MaiyegunsDiary Politico every now and then, if we have a line opened for this segment, is that you would call through the WhatsApp call, and you will make it brief as well. Not video call, just the normal calls, okay? So there is one thing I actually got and picked up earlier. So let's take our first one. And that would be hello there. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. Good evening, Maiyegun General.
Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So yeah,
my name is Sunday.
You are live now with Maiyegun. So your name, sir, if I may ask?
My name is Sunday, calling from Germany.
Please, Sunday, you are live. Go on.
Okay. First, I want to commend you for your good job that you're doing.
Thank you.
Open the eyes of a lot of people. So, just quick one, just like you always say it.
Please.
That very soon, Nigeria is going to be history. That's my information I just got to give you now. Very soon. Thank you very much and have a good one.
God bless you, brother. Thank you very much for dropping by. I love that. You believe that it's going to happen and it is not going to be your fault. It's not going to be my fault that Nigeria is going to break. It is not your fault. It is not my fault that Nigeria is tearing apart. They have blamed you for long. They have made you feel like it is your fault that Nigeria is not working. No, it is time for you to stop blaming yourself. That Nigeria is not working is deliberate. That Nigeria is breaking apart is their doing. Don't blame yourself for it and don't try to save it, because only them can stop it if they begin to identify. They have actually identified. If they begin to, if they begin to accept the wrong and end that. Start with hello.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I really appreciate your program so much.
Thank you.
You are one of the people I admire, and each time I'm chance to listen to your program, I'm always emotionally moved that a Nigerian can do such a great thing.
Bless you.
I will always support the program. But the question I want us to ask ourselves now is that how are we going to continue to live in the midst of plenty and yet you are still suffering? When will end come to tragedy in Nigeria? When will things be okay for us? Each time I listen to all the news that are happening in Nigeria, I bleed. For the fact that I'm in UK, I have relatives in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Are they really accessing kind of life we are living in this place? Those are the things that makes me bleed. And within my means, anything I can do to be supporting your program, you get me 100%, Mr. Maiyegun.
Thank you so much.
I really admire you for your courage, for your personality, for your devoted, and for your sincerity.
Thanks, man.
Because it's not everybody that can be transparent the way you're doing. Look at the figure you are giving us, how you are spending the money day to day.
Yes.
We don't need any auditor again. You are a special man, Mr. Maiyegun, and I will continue supporting your show every day.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much. I love that. I mean, I always kind of get encouraged by all of you, and it's because they are coming from the place of so sincerity from yours too, and I love it. Thank you.
You are welcome, Mr. Maiyegun.
Thanks, man. So that's oh, it didn't give me his name, or probably I missed that. I have another person on the line. See Toju. See Toju, my brother. I don't see your hand. Thank you. Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. I'm glad I got you today. I've been trying to, but
I'm glad
I've not been able.
Say that again.
I've been trying to get through all this while, but each time I can't. But today, thank God I'm able to get you.
I'm happy you did. And it's good to have you here. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Stanley. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Oh, Stanley, you said, right?
Yeah.
Great. I have another friend from Houston, Texas now. How you doing, Stanley? You alive?
Yeah, good. I'm okay. I hope you're doing good.
Solid. So go for it. Add yours too.
Yeah, please. I appreciate your program. I want to begin by appreciating you. You are doing a great job.
Thanks.
You are doing really, really a great job. I appreciate your program for different reasons. Your comportment, your analysis, and your personnel. I just want to thank you for all that. Coming to the topic of the day, you know, it's very interesting that from day to day we hear some of these things. For some of us, we are not surprised when we hear this kind of people talk, because these are the intellectuals, quote unquote, we have in Nigeria. They are the intellectuals, the professors, and the elite. So, and when you hear people call these people intellectual, and they say we are insulting them,
No.
because when you hear some things they say, the word intellectualism is reduced to almost nothing. Because you cannot tell me that somebody who is regarded as an elite is making this kind of preposition, this kind of suggestion, and you call this kind of person elite, an intellectual. So the truth is that all these people, no matter the umbrella, no matter the portfolio, no matter the title, the whatever they stand to present themselves to be, they are all the same. They are all beneficiaries of the same system.
The same system.
They are all beneficiaries of this contraption. And that is the reason why they are doing everything to sustain it. They are doing everything they can to sustain the contraption because they are beneficiaries of the contraption.
That's right.
For example, the man in question, I believe he owned one of the universities, popularly known university, I think Babalola or something like that.
University, one of those private universities too, yeah.
Yeah, this is an intellectual. Yes. And the public universities are not working. The public universities are not working. These are the people that are taking glory for the public universities not working. Because the more the public ones are dying, the more their own is flourishing.
That is right.
So when they speak like this, we don't need anybody to tell us what they stand for. So my conclusion this night is to encourage us. Encourage every true person that wants the betterment of everybody living in Nigeria to not to pay attention to this kind of character. I listened to you the day you talk about the man, the pastor barrister, what's his name again? The Bakari of the guy. I love the term you gave him. You call him a charlatan, and that's what he is. Absolutely. These are the people that are hiding under the pulpit to deceive those they want to deceive. Because you hear him talk, he says he's a leak. He's a barrister and all that. Those things are not things he used to intimidate us. The truth is that with your words, we judge you. That's right. He cannot come and tell me, talk some nonsense. We hear him when he said God told him. I think like a charlatan, like you call him. That's what he is. You told us God told you will be the next president after Buhari. All of a sudden, you turn around and you are telling us now that some other person will take the throne. Which God are you trying to project? So when you look at all this, so these people, unfortunately, they are the people that take advantage of the situation, because the more people are impoverished in Nigeria, the more their enterprises, I don't like to call them church, the more their business enterprises are flourishing. That's right. So I want to encourage every one of us not to pay attention to them. Anybody that is thinking for any reason that most of these so-called elites in Nigeria will, for any reason, support the disintegration of Nigeria, support the betterment of Nigeria must be joking. They don't want the country to work, because the country working will affect so many. Babalola, for example, if the public university starts functioning, people will not have reason to send their children to private university.
No, because you say a lot.
Yeah, so these people, they don't want this. So my own point is to encourage every one of us to stay focused.
Not to really take them too serious. God bless you.
Forget about them. It's a matter of time. I know that Nigeria will disintegrate.
It's a matter of time.
It can only take time. Whether they like it or they don't like it.
God bless you, Stan.
If you follow the trajectory of Nigeria, you know that Nigeria is going towards dissolution, either by peace or by crisis, however they want it. But we don't want crisis.
I know.
We want them to.
Nigeria is living on a borrowed time.
I'm just telling you, because anybody that wants to say the truth, they thought if they kidnap Mazen Namdekano, they will kill the Biafra agitation. They thought if they plant their hole in the midst of IPOB and try to cause the chaos they are causing now, they think the agitation will die. They're making a very big mistake. The greatest mistake they made is to kidnap Mazen Namdekano, because now they are holding him. They gave those that were silent the opportunity to begin to do whatever they want. Mazen Namdekano was controlling so many guys.
Yes.
Today, nobody can control them. So the agitation has gone beyond any individual. And the earlier they understand it, the better for every one of us. So let me allow others to contribute.
Thank you so
for
much, Stanley.
And I appreciate what you are doing for Yoruba Nation. Honestly, I'm not a Yoruba man, but I have cousin who is a Yoruba man. I have a lot to benefit if Yoruba Nation is realized. So I'm very grateful for what you are doing for Yoruba people. And I want to lend my support.
God bless you.
Both financially and morally, and whatever that will make Yoruba people to come to full understanding of the importance of this freedom, I am in for it. Thank you so much.
God bless you, Stanley. That's a very deep, long one. I appreciate your time with us for that, okay? You have a good one today.
Thank you.
So I have another caller, which is connected, I believe. Hello there.
All hell Oduduwa.
All hail Oduduwa. All hail Biafra. My brother, sir.
Yeah. Hey, Maiyegun, how are you today?
I am trying to survive. I am very fine, by the way. Do you mind I steal a minute or 2 minutes of your time together?
Sure,
Let's watch something together quickly. Yeah?
Sure,
I think I found what I'm looking for. Hopefully it is. And that is where Hope Uzordinma said IPOB is not responsible for any of the crises in Imo State to start with. So give me a sec, a quick one, please.
Not one PDP man has been attacked or burnt. So it is very clear to me that these people are after APC. I am sorry for those who will come in a very naked daylight and want to be after government. Only a weak government can allow that. It is my hope that the people who are doing this will use the period of Easter and repent. If they don't repent, government will come all out. I have decided to say this because the people behind this are also carrying the blackmail. They are the ones that will kill. They are the ones that will come out to blame government. They think we don't know what they are doing. I think their cup is now full. And killing of the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died. Not one PDP man, his house has been attacked or burnt. So it is very clear to me that these people are after APC. I am sorry for those who will come in a... If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. Wicked politics. If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. Wicked politicians are sponsoring the killings in Olo. Last week in Oweruru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his...
Maoga, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you hear that?
Yes, loud and clear.
One fire.
My brother, Hope Uzordinma is not even legitimate. You know, he's just a puppet that was put in there. So they're all, to me, watching it, all I saw was a clown show. It's just a clown show, a circus. And they can, at this point, they look so bad right now because the joke is on them because people have woken up. No one pays attention to them anymore. They no longer have legitimacy. It's just for the time being. They could say, oh, this man speaks with 4 tongues. It's not IPOB. Next week, oh, it's IPOB. It's somebody. They're just, these people, oh my goodness.
That's why I said that they shouldn't go unpunished. they are committing crimes against humanity. Whatever name they want to give to it, they can give to it. But these guys are committing crimes, right? And they should never, even after they leave those offices, so they should never go unpunished. That's what people should know.
Maiyegun, they're going to pay. Every one of them are going to pay. Everyone, we're all taking records. YouTube doesn't lie. All these records are being kept, and no one forgets. Remember, if they don't pay to, the United, the ICC, they'll pay one way or the other. Let them step foot in America. We will deal with them. Let them step foot in Europe. You guys will deal with them. These people can no longer hide anymore. No. So their cup, when he said their cup is full, his cup is full. All of their cups are full.
That's right.
Because we're now rising up with your help and desanitization of the minds of the people that they have entrenched into this Ibeism. You know? So, Maiyegun, keep doing what you're doing.
I will.
Please keep firing on all cylinders.
I will.
While Simon and the rest of the guys are doing it, let's keep pushing, because what you're doing is bearing fruit. People are digesting this thing and it's growing in their minds. All right? Please never be discouraged, because we are going to win this fight. All hell Biafra, all hell Uzordinma.
All hell Biafra, all hell Uzordinma. My brother, you stay safe and have a good one, yeah? I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. I'm calling you from Malaysia.
Sorry, your name again?
Emeka, I'm calling you from Malaysia, Maiyegun.
Class. So, Emeka, you're live. Everybody can hear you.
Yeah, Maiyegun, thank you so much, my brother. You are a good man.
Thanks, man.
Maiyegun, I don't know how to thank you. I've been watching you, and I'm just shedding tears, you know. For the things that you're doing, my brother. God will bless you, Maiyegun. God will surely bless you, bless your family. Amen. Anything that comes from you is blessed, my brother. Amen. Honestly speaking, what you're doing is very, very rare to find. You know, I was listening to you, the monies that you're calling out, the things that, you know, you are doing is amazing. Believe me, Maiyegun, God in heaven and your ancestors have chosen you to do this work. I can remember there was a time, you know, that you were saying that people are telling you to, you know, Maiyegun, pick up this thing, and you say you were like dodging. But today, brother, your hands and everything.
Don't do this, bro. Don't do this. Please, don't do this.
Maiyegun, you're out.
We call it intervention.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Go on.
Maiyegun, listen to me, brother. You're out already. Honestly, you are going deep, Maiyegun. And there's something I want to stress. You see that that issue of making videos inside the villages and all those places that Fulani have, you know, done their evil. Yes. Maiyegun, that will, you know, like open the eyes of many people. You know, there are so many of our people, both Yorubas and Igbos, who still don't believe all these things that you are saying. Some people will say it's a propaganda. Some people will say you want to use it to increase your platform and all that. But by the time they will see, maybe somebody in UK or in US will see his own uncle, understand, crying, shedding tears and saying, this is true. This, you know, that person will start to, you know, like, this thing that Maiyegun is saying is true. Understand? So it's no longer Maiyegun telling you now. You are seeing your uncle. You are seeing that your auntie that is at the back of your
old community. You see your old villages, the places you grew up, level down.
Yeah.
So they destroy this place like this. Say yes, so.
Thank you. So it's no longer Maiyegun in UK telling you, your uncle, your aunties will be the one reporting to you what is happening. So by the time that you are enjoying your hamburger in the US or your Coca-Cola, you will know that your people are dying, though.
Yes.
So Maiyegun, thank you so much. God bless you, my brother. Amen. God bless you. God bless you so much. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
No, you are a lovely person.
Thank you.
I mean, I appreciate you and I appreciate your contribution. Okay, Meka, stay safe, eh?
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you, brother.
Nice one, yeah. It's quite an idea, a very lovely idea. From tomorrow, you will begin to see the clips of what we paid for from tomorrow. Hello, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
I cannot believe this today that I have the opportunity to speak
with you. With me, right here.
Oh my God. This is unbelievable.
Bless you.
I'm so glad. Maiyegun olórí wáyé, olórí wa jọ̀wọ́. Ìwọ la wá gbójúlé, ìwọ la wá fẹ̀yìntì. Ọmọ Bádéró Olúṣọlá jọ̀wọ́ má dá wa o, àbígbó lọ́ọ̀bà ẹyẹ. Maiyegun, nobody will tell you otherwise. You are doing great.
Thank you.
And we are all proud of you.
Thank you.
You shall never fall.
Amen to that.
You shall never fall. Maiyegun, we believe so much in you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
In fact, you deserve a national award. I'm telling you, when we are on the right platform,
thank you,
on the right side of that country called Nigeria, it might not be called Nigeria anymore. It might be called Yoruba Nation, because that is what Nigeria is going to change to. Because let me tell you, Nigeria has gone beyond redemption right now. If you look at what happened recently at the Ashiwaju's campaign grounds, I am not convinced with a single word from this useless man called Tinubu. He was only talking about he paid some people's WAEC fee in those days.
In 2022, you.
And you said to the youth to support you to drive you there. Let me remind you something. This man left Yoruba land. He went to the north, to speak with all these emir. When he got there, he was seeking for their support.
Yeah.
He was kneeling down and they prayed for him. When he went to Yoruba land king, he was disrespecting them all over. Even he never removed his hat from his head.
You're right. When he was in Yoruba land, that was when they said he had he can't kneel down, he can't prostrate.
Exactly. Right. But he was able to do that when he got to the north. Why are we in Yoruba land? We are not getting the right message that this man is always telling us that he will continue to disrespect us. And there's nothing we can do about it. We need to think fast before it's too late. When this man is making any statement about his intention, he wants to make Nigeria a banditry-free country. Are you not part of this problem on ground from 2015?
Do you even know what question came to my mind when he said that, right? And I'm like, so he agreed that Nigeria is now a banditry country. But he's never come up to say, oh, Nigeria is so if Nigeria is not a banditry country, why do you want to make Nigeria a banditry-less country or something like a country without banditry? That's the hypocrisy.
Banditry. Right. Another thing is that this man is only telling us all these old script of this politician. And if you look at it very well, if you listen to him very well, mentally this man is not stable anymore. Let me tell you why I say that. We call something permanent voters card, and you are telling them they have to go and validate their permanent voters card. We call it permanent. What is permanent is permanent. It can never be expired.
No.
When you lose it, you can call for replacement. That is the only thing.
If you move house, or you want to change address,
okay,
we'll change it for you.
Exactly. When was the last time we used word NEPA? Ashiwaju was talking about NEPA when we are using power holding. So you are telling me that this man is going to be driving us back just like Buhari did.
Do you want to make a hard another one before you continue, sir? Have you started tweeting from WhatsApp?
No, I don't want to tweet from WhatsApp. I don't want. Maiyegun, please don't start. Don't just tweet. Please don't tweet from WhatsApp.
I will never.
I was coming to that, so I just wanted to use that one as my final.
Now, go for it. Mm-hmm.
You see, let me not tell you. And he was standing there, and people are laughing. Look at this useless guy. I'm not talking about Pasuma. I'm talking about Woli Arole. And you knew everything that happened at Lekki Gate. You are one of these people who are condemning the incident, and you even condemn Ashiwaju Tinubu, and you had God to go to that ground to campaign for Asiwaju Tinubu. Guess what? They didn't even have any word to say. It was just saying, when I say Asiwaju, you say Ogo. When I say Asiwaju, you say Ogo. Is that a campaign?
It is.
Let me tell you another thing. When Peter Obi, because I listened to his interview with maybe Arise,
right?
You know, the way this man was talking, honestly, I give it to him. Maybe he doesn't have the capacity to carry out all those things I was talking about, but at least he gave us hope that Nigeria could still be.
That's one thing about
exactly.
Anyway, yeah. He knows what he's talking about. That he's going to do it, or he has the capacity to do it, is a story for another day.
But at least he said something that okay, so we could do this, we could do that. And Asiwaju knows that there is no electricity in Nigeria, and he said that in any country there is no electricity, there won't be any business or progress. You know that, and you keep Nigeria in the darkness for this year. God will judge them.
Amen.
God will punish them. God will punish them from the least to the highest, including Buhari. Bubu. Bubu will suffer. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run, wọ́n ní àṣẹ nọ́mbà ìdí náà fi ń jó àṣẹ òun lòun fi ń ràn. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́ nínú bí Nàìjíríà ò ṣe ní ìsinmi. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run, wọn ò ní nísinmi tìrantìran. Barrister sọ̀rọ̀ kan gbà tó wà láyé, ó ní gbogbo àwọn tó kó orílẹ̀-èdè wa jẹ, ẹlẹ́dàá tálíkà ní òbí wọn, ìṣẹ̀dá Nàìjíríà ló máa bá wọn ná. Wọn ò ní fi ara rí náà owó. Since when I was born, I've never heard that a Nigerian first lady lives abroad. This happened, this regime. First lady of Nigeria lives in Dubai.
Do you know that she's moving from Dubai from June? Aisha is going to move from Dubai to Turkey. She just bought some new properties in Turkey. You know, one thing she's doing as well, right? All the money they have stolen, they have managed to get their hands on. They are moving the money everywhere right now as they are winding down. Go for it.
Can you imagine? So, and this APC is now coming out again. You know, they have to be stolen. I mean, they have to be stoning them one by one. Anywhere they go for any campaign, because the APC has done nothing to Nigeria but total destruction. It's irredeemable. Nigeria has gone beyond redemption. There's nothing anybody can say or do to redeem it. Nigeria has to break. I don't care if Hausa wants to be Nigeria. They can be Nigeria for as much as they like. Nigeria is their property. They always say that politics is a game of number. So they can keep Nigeria. Let's keep our Yoruba nation and let Biafra live in peace, not in pieces. Enough is enough. Maiyegun, let me give others some chance to talk. I am very happy because I'm calling in for the first time. Apart from our parliament, people's parliament.
Participated in the parliament. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, remember. Yeah.
I know. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to talk again tonight. Maiyegun, you are doing well. God will bless you and bless your family and protect you.
Amen to that. You stay safe and yours too. You have a good night, sir.
I will.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun. How are you doing?
I am very well. How are you too?
Thank you very much. This is Olowo Shoga from your family from Clubhouse.
Olowo Shoga. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. I just want to appreciate you for giving us the time on Sunday, for teaching us. We really appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Let me just go straight to the point, right? I ask myself questions when I see people saying election, right? I say if a general like Buhari could not solve the insecurity problem in the north. Is it demented Tifnubu that will go and take Tukano to the north and start killing them? Because I wonder if fellow Northerner could not do it. When OPC was doing their madness, it was Obasanjo that stood up and said, you can't turn this country in my eye, never. stood up and changed the whole thing. Now, Buhari has been there for 7 years. Instead of doing something, they keep increasing and increasing by the day. So is it this demented man that is already peeping up and down that will go to the north?
He wants to inherit this now. He wants to inherit all of that and saved enough.
That is what I'm saying. So I don't think we even need to talk too much. We'll just leave the rest for you to continue to do what you are doing. Nigeria is in autopilot, like we always say. It's just a matter of time, If banditry do not turn the country upside down, China will take control of it, and I will land it there. Thank you very much, Baba. Thank you.
You just mix insecurity with economic downturn without saying anything much. If the jihadists don't take over, China is waiting on the side. Economy, security, Nigeria is gone, Baba. Stay safe too, Baba. Nice one.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a very good one. I like people who love to play around with words, and they won't say much. You know what I mean? I like that. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, Prince. Prince JJ man.
Yeah.
How are you?
Baba of the house. Baba of the house. We hail. More blessing. I'm fine. Are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. So it's good to hear from you. By the way, go for it.
It's a privilege to have you, Maiyegun General.
Thank you.
Honestly, we are very, very grateful to have somebody like you in this generation. What you are doing, you are really saving lives. Because what you are doing on this channel, what you are dishing out, is slowing the pace of these guys. I tell you the truth. Because their aim is to unleash everything they have in this 2022. But everything they are doing is just backfiring. You understand? Now, I was meditating today. I now found out that you see now the kind that these people kidnap, is their nemesis. In fact, it's their time bomb in their hand. Now the kind that they kidnap. And I don't want to blame anybody for the kidnap of Nnamdi. Heaven permitted it because Nnamdi is an Ark of Covenant. When Ark of Covenant was in the Philistines, there was a lot of destruction in the land of Philistia. Death every day. People were dying. As they pray for things to be okay, the more calamity is coming upon the land of Philistia. Until they beg Israelites, please come and carry this your ark. You understand? So now the Kano that they kidnap is they shot themselves on the foot, the Fulani, Janjaweed, Boko Haram that is running After Rock. Nigerian people do not know that the After Rock is Boko Haram, is being run by Boko Haram at this moment. Because that's why they are rehabilitating Boko Haram. And they are killing activists and those who are agitating for truth and justice. You understand? What they are doing shows completely to the whole world. The whole world is aware. America is aware. United Kingdom is aware.
That's right.
But this fight, you have to start the fight by yourself. Defend yourself, fight for yourself before outsider will come and help you. That's how it is all over. If you want to fight for your freedom, nobody will come and start to fight it for you. So the Nigerian people, I'm happy. I saw Bakassi speaking the other day. Yeah. And he spoke like a man. But this have gone beyond comedy and love song. As of this moment, even their show is at stake because Boko Haram is all over the place because they are the one running show at After Rock. You understand? And for that reason, they are the one holding communication. They are the one running communication of Nigeria. Yeah. And they can operate from anywhere, from any angle. So this is beyond comedy. Anybody who is doing comedy now must know that our life is in danger. If you are singing a love song at this time, no, you have to suspend the love song and let us begin to speak to the truth, to the power, and rescue our people because our lives are in danger. In conclusion, my good general, I'm going to sing the last verse of my song. I remember the prophecy of Prophet Nnamdi Kanu. It shall come to pass. Yes, sir. One Nigeria. God has spoken. President Jamala Messenger. We are going home. Biafra is going home. Ayalamago Kududuwa is going home. Godabo. Janja we de do gra gra. Yeah, my good general, we are going home. Oduduwa is going home. Biafra is going home. No going back. No going back. Respect by my good general. Oduduwa is going home. Janja we de do gra gra. We are going home.
Bye, bye, bye. Janja, we are going on.
That's Prince JJ, man. Hello there.
Hello, Baba. We are going to Bye, Baba.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. We are going to Beba Olu Buko as guests.
Trust me.
Baba Mali to Aja also me. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Now we sing for life. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up.
Stand up for your right. Let's get up, stand
up. Get up. Don't give up this fight. Yeah, but go know why importance too. Because there will be a time we will start to feel like, oh, to read me. If that's already why I achieve aim, right? Baba, see, you know, this thing not going back on it anymore, Baba. I say, lucky lapel stay. What the fuck, we're up, rebel to shubu. So my phones were fucked up. Oh, my taton, your age, what give way? It's not going nowhere. Okay. So, obviously, I want
to a man that is down, or a man that is, pushed to the corner, is a dangerous man. Especially a man that has nothing to lose. When you push people to the point that they feel like, what we get to lose against self? What I won't lose against self? Nobody my life remain. Nobody only this life remain. So if I lose, be very, very afraid of people who are not afraid to lose their life. And if they push people to that point, even they themselves will run away. Trust me.
Yeah, because the situation right now is like, it's been, we've been on this thing, and they should realize it that since we are not giving up that fight, we really mean what we did do. We are not joking with you guys. We are not joking. Because this thing, I don't want to talk about problems in Nigeria. We all already know it.
Tell me how you feel about our deviation. Should I call it deviation? A little kind of a deviation, right? To publicity on what we have been talking about, not just talking. How do you feel?
Exactly. You see, Baba, on the low, I've been following everything. That's why I just stay off a little bit. I'm watching everything. Every guy, but them I'm dying over me. But I just decided to just, lean back and follow through because I see a lot of people have great ideas and they are doing, and you are now implementing all those ideas. Exactly. If you remember when we talked about that billboard of it, I never knew it could come so fast. Wow, I was like, wow. What's Maiyegun doing right there, though? Like, bro, Baba go, I need some time. So all I need is the mind. I need AK-47, even though I need the electric. But I mean,
it need go again, Baba, fire.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, when I saw this billboard, I was like, oh no. The cross one put $1 move back. I want you to fucking like they are already fucked up, man. I want people me more boy and Ronuleko, me more. It's just like survival of the fittest.
And according to Adam Smith, in those days in economics, the richer are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. We don't even have middle class anymore. And well, not to go to the problems, we all know it. I mean, I want to see Baba and Sheyi, to go down for Sheyi, come and stop it. Can to increase pressure? If I want to say publicity, can't know much publicity to do. We are not giving up on this shit because 100% we will get there. We only get them and see. We are going home. If you able to sue me, only you to cool or then the allied say by a year you put me in visa.
Clement, right? Gone are the days, right?
Yeah.
When you spend like 5 years, 10 years, no, 5 years abroad, right? You begin to start dreaming, you start dreaming of your childhood of, man, it's about that, but about low last song, call farm CB. If I have this and that, all of you will have brilliant ideas of investment and all of that, right? Now, you spend 5 years, you spend 10 years, you spend 15 years abroad. You have the money, you are looking for where to invest it and improve. But now, you are scared to put that back again. So that is not the future of Yoruba land. That is a destructive future that every Yoruba person should be concerned. And that is what and why we are not going to stop. Because that's what they put in our future.
Yeah, just think about this right now. You know, when I first came to this country, we always go to the immigration office, like where you give your passports, they register you, they will know that you are staying in this country. Before you can now continue with your education and then nationalize. So after going through those processes almost like 20 years ago now, the woman will do all these things for me at that time. The woman now with the work for that office is now a pensioner. So now we met some time ago, we started talking like, Mrs. Kleber, what's going on? How you doing? And all stuff like that. Tell me, say, she wondered why we, the Yorubas, also Moruko, Ola, Kunle, Bayo, these people are Yorubas. Also, why is it like all you Yorubas, when you get here, within 5-10 years, you pick up, you become very, you go to school, you have big cars, you buy houses, you are always industrials and, very smart people. Because I deal with other nationalities, the Hausas, there's some couple of Hausas. Hausa is not only in Nigeria. The whole Africa, the Yoruba is only in Nigeria. The Yorubas who migrate to Togo and this thing, they are all either from one of our 6 states in Yoruba land. So now what she was trying to tell me was that she have seen Gambians, she have seen Senegalese, they always remain in this same spot or in that same box. They are not achieving those. I say, Baba Mama, you see, as a Yoruba, my natural mentality, which I was brought up with from my parents, which is peculiar to most Yorubas, is an education first. Yes. Once you have education, we claim it's power.
You can be anything in life. That's us.
You can be anything in life.
Like poor people, us, our poor parents will sell anything. They will have nothing because they believe that once my child is educated, well, my future is sealed. But that dream is gone now, Clement. You know that it's no longer there.
Yeah. Yorubas are not only in Nigeria, yes, but I mean, the most Yorubas you see around the world today came from those 6 standard Yoruba states, which they created. We have our own kingdom. Any Yoruba, any Adebayo, Adekunle, where you see anywhere, his ancestors came from either Osun, Odo, Lagos, these Yoruba states, Ogun State and South, or your state. So, I mean, I told that woman, see, mentality Tawani, it is what Lamale. I want to mix our Moe, our Fulani, I want to fuck all. To the way Yoruba, Omi Romo Yoruba, came to Kuro Naija, Tonsholonshu. Oh, yeah. Me, Romo Yoruba, don't have deep, everybody, no tramadol, who are fucked up. Everybody is there. Nothing is going on. Nothing. Everybody wants biscuits. This thing. Even there is nothing making you laugh anymore in their skits. It's all the same repetition of empathy. Can you go to a guy come and say skits come and kill only Nigeria frustration? Baba, no man can character. I greet everybody, Baba.
Thanks so much. You've let it out. Let everything out until we see again. Just have a good one, okay? Nice one, Baba. So that's Clem, our own regular fire blazer, Clement. So Victor, thank you so much, by the way, for your super chats, super sticker, right? Maiyegun, fundraising is a very important part of the struggle. People are already seeing results, I believe. Even me myself don't see results. But it be like say, you know, if you see what people are asking, people want all this publicity. This billboard of a thing, right, is about to cause some katakata. Because some people feel like we are being selective. Like we are just selecting places we prefer. No. Where we are choosing our strategic based on our resources, okay? We don't have that much money. To get one billboard out, to get it up and protect it for a month, the bill we have is 200,000 naira per one. So you know what that means? To put 5 up is 1 million naira. To put 10 up is 2 million naira. So, and with the resources we have, we can't just, and even with a 20 billboard, right? I can tell you, it won't even cover enough other than just plant them here and there, okay? But we'll get there. We will get there. The response of the people and the support of the people will kind of take us there. I think I have a caller now. Hello there. Hello. Okay, I don't know what happened. I'll take another one then. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, Maiyegun.
Grand.
I'm happy for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for all you are doing for Yoruba nation.
Thank you.
It's been very nice to see somebody like you among us. And I will always pray that God bless you and continue to bless you and protect you and your family, both here and in Nigeria too. My concern is that people should continue contributing to this money, and you can spend it as best as you can, and God will guide you in the right path where the money should go. I see no reason for anybody to stop this momentum that you have now. We should continue, even if it's a struggle anyway.
Yeah.
We should not let anything stop us from attaining our goals. This is a way to attain our Yoruba nation. It's along the line, along the way of what we want to accomplish. And we should never relent. We should always do whatever we can to make sure this spirit, this movement is not stopped. And I can guarantee you, it's just a matter of time. This Buhari, the Janjaweed, the Fulani, they will get it. What they are digging for, they will get it. They can't stop us. They're just going to help us to get to where we're going. And if we Yoruba abroad or anywhere we are, we should always support this cause. This is a noble cause, an important thing to do for our people, because we can't coexist. We are not the same people. We're different from Fulani. We don't think alike. Our mentality is different totally. And we can't be subject to their nonsense because we don't see life in the same way like that. But with what we have, with this Yoruba spirit itself, it will vindicate us one day. We will overcome all this nonsense. And Nigeria will come to an end one day by the grace of God.
Thank you.
So, my brother, keep up the good work. May God keep on blessing you and protecting you.
Amen.
And give you more noble idea to take us to this promised land in a very little time. Have a blessed day.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. You didn't tell us your name. I kind of love hearing that so that I will remember you too, sir.
Yeah, my name is Latif Kasim. That's what I'm saying.
Latif Kazim. Pleasure meeting you, sir. You have a good one.
So, bye-bye.
Cheers, yeah, bye-bye. So that's another caller. Nobody is my friend from London. Is a man I've actually met, and you need to see if you are somebody who is tracking patriotic people who believe so much in the cause that they will stand up and defend it and speak about it anywhere. Nobody is one of them. The revolutionist, nobody. So I hope I'm going to see you in London. Nobody. I'm going to be in London. You know that. I'm going to be in London this week. So I hope I'm going to see you in London this week. I would like to see your face again anyway, bro. And thank you for that, by the way. So I have another person on the line here. Hello, sir.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Olórí wáyé, olórí wájọ́ o, ìwọ la gbójúlé, ìwọ la fẹ̀yìntì.
Bless you, Baba. God bless you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mo lára àwọn agitator tí ó jẹ́ bí ọ̀gá wa náà àwọn agitator gan mo àjọ sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n gbóṣùbà fún yín wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣàdúrà fún yín inú wọn dùn gan pẹ̀lú billboard yẹn gan seriously pé babalá great awareness ni wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ wípé náà pé bò àwọn fẹ́ ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ pé bò ní owó sì lè dé ọ̀dọ̀ Maiyegun wá ní pé kíní intervention Sunday gbogbo tá a gbé kalẹ̀ yẹn pé inú ẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa fowó sí pé ẹni owó tó bá fẹ́ ṣe àtàwọn yẹn wọ́n ti fi bẹ̀. So tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀la àgbàdo kíní kọ́kọ́ tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀la àwa méjì táìmù tẹ́lá máa ráyè à lè jọ sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn. So ọjọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lẹ́jọ́ wà ó lè jẹ́ pé báyà fẹ́ ṣe dàrẹ́tọ̀ anyhow. So
èmi tí ẹ ń wò pé bóyá pé tí a bá bá ṣe coordinate èyí ló dáa ṣe get but èmi wò pé táwọn èèyàn wa bá fẹ́ ṣe individually gan sef they can do it ṣe get like èmi sì individually mo lè put up mo lè erect ẹyọ kan 200,000 síbì kan in my own area without having to ṣe get nsìn but like you said ó make sense tàbá bẹ̀ sí ní count numbers tó jáde látara wa so that àmọ́ kókè ó ń spread but individually can do it too like you said that's all.
Abẹ́jẹ́ kó wà uniform pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá a bá kọ́ sára ẹ̀. So iṣẹ́ lọ sá so ààyè àgbèjì fún yín gan ọlọ́wà máa fún yín ṣe. Ọlọ́wà fún yín ní okun àti agbára.
Ọlá ní ti fẹ́ máa go up o ṣọ́wọ́n yẹn wá nífẹ̀ẹ́ expect ẹ̀.
Wọ́n gba ti wọ́n jẹ́ sí mi.
Mọ̀kọ́ tẹ́ni yẹn sọ fún mi sà ẹni pé àwọn tí fẹ́ yìí máa lọ ń rò pé kí ni gbogbo nǹkan tó ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n máa sọ pé bóyá bíi 20 mà ní mo ní má ti dà wọ́n lóhùn ó ti yẹ I explain fún wọn wọ́n máa wọlé kì í ṣiṣẹ́ tiẹ̀ nìyẹn ó ní àpẹẹrẹ pé méjìlá ń kó bọ̀ wọ́n yẹn ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n kàn júwe bíi 20 places lọ ní àwọn expect bá máa kó sí ṣé rò pé ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan 10,000 naira ni 200,000 máa ẹgbẹ́ wọ́n máa wọ̀rì wọ́n ṣàkó yẹn lọ fún wọn náà àwa á fi kún later.
Wọ́n bẹ gbogbo fún wọn mo jẹ́ wọn pé méjì ni pé àwọn tó Ṣogbo Ìkìnnú sì ń bọ̀ àti Iléṣà pé afẹ́kọ́ wọn move lọ sọ́dà state náà pé mí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn jórírun la ṣe ní pé ká fi yẹn síbẹ̀ yẹn so wọ́n á lè mọ̀ pé ilé la fi ń kẹ̀sọ́ lóde ìdí nìyẹn.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, too. So, yeah, what happened there is that that is the one elder from the Yoruba Nation grassroots mobilization and the movement, anything you want to call them. These are the people we call the Majeobajes. The Majeobajes are those who are always going to be the contact point between different groups with different requests. You know what I mean? So their own is to make sure that all of that is coordinated and issues are addressed as they are important. Trust me, he's a very valuable person to this whole thing. He doesn't show face so much, but he's a very, very valuable person. Like you also have a princess with us. These are a few other people who are behind the scene. They are adding their own suggestions, ideas, opinions, advices. Before I finally say, okay, yeah, maybe we'll do that then. Okay, that's what I'm going to do then. Then I will come out here and take responsibility for it. So if it flops, I will be responsible for it. But it seems to be working, and all of you are praising me, but you don't even know those behind the scene. So let's keep it coordinated that way. And it seems it is working. I will say, I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening to everyone in the house. I don't want to say too much. I just want people to imagine most of us have kids here. And because of the insecurity in our land, because of those foreigners who came, whom we don't have any affiliation with, who come into our land and make our land uninhabitable, we can't even take our children to our homeland to introduce them to our people, for them to know our culture. Our children have got, our children heritage have been, most of our children have lost their heritage because they can't go home again. You understand that? That's what we must think. That's what we must think. If we don't fight very hard now, our children will get lost. Our children will become children of no nation. And they will get lost in this Europe or wherever we are. And that is the most painful aspect of it. Before, people take their children back home and say, okay, let them go and see the culture of our land. Sometimes they ask them, sometimes they enroll them in schools. And in our country, before you know, they started speaking the languages and they know where their parents come from, and they will assimilate, and you will bring them back here again, and they actually know whom they are. But most of us, this is gone. Our children are here. Most of us, sometimes they will say, teach your children how to speak your language. But even though when they speak the language, have they seen the culture? If they are not on the ground, if you don't take them on the ground so that they will be there for maybe school or be there for 6 months, 7 months every year, that is gone. It means that our children we are having here, they will become children that have no culture, children that because people have stolen it from us. That's what people should put in mind, and that is very painful. I'm telling you, my wife is an English. What happened is that we have been married for close to 20 years. I can't even take her home. I have 3 kids. I can't take them home because every time my wife will say, when are we going home? But whenever I travel, I look at the environment, I look at the insecurity. I said, is it this place I'm going to take my kids? I want to take my, and sometimes you see dead bodies on the street. I went home the other day. I was on the car. When I look at the window, I saw the army. They tied 3 human beings. Blood was gushing out from their head. And they threw them on the back of a jeep. I was thinking, if my wife and my children saw this, the kind of trauma they will go through, they can even come back. Can even come back here and become mentally ill.
Of course, now they may need to see therapists because it will never leave their memory ever. Because they've never seen anything like that.
They can never, even when they can't die here, I know how my children and my wife feel. How about when they see their hood, a human being tied up, bone broken, and those army was throw them into the back of a jeep.
What about the people that will surround and form the crowd, onlookers, indifferent onlookers?
No,
they are just there like,
it was on the petrol station. Nobody even cares to look at. Yeah, nobody cares to look at. And I said, I think if I was on this car, if my wife came with me or my children come with me, what would I tell them about this? You see, I had that fear of taking them back home. Every time my wife said, when are we going back to Nigeria? I said, we're going next year. I thought maybe sometime I look at it, yeah, I look at the TV, I think things may have improved. Then I went the next day and it gets worse. Every day I go, things get worse. And when you're driving on the road, sometimes when it rains, you can see people on the road, dragging, pushing cars in the mud on
on
the gully erosion, on the terrible road. I said, is this what I'm going to tell my children, my wife, that this is where I come from? So that pushed me
and they
up.
want you to be a proud Nigerian, lying to himself,
And they
pretending.
yeah. Okay, what am I going to tell them? What am I going to tell them about the insecurity? Sometimes when you're going on the road, when you're walking on the road, one day I was going on the road, then I saw a dead body on the gutter. Then, you know, for years, I've been in Europe for 25 years now. For years, such a thing, I don't know how to explain to myself. I'm in shock, but I was saying, how about if I take my children and my wife, we're walking on the street, then they see this. How am I going to explain that to them? People should understand this is a fight for our children, not for us. We must do everything to break away from this from these people. Sometimes people will tell you it's less unitary government. We don't need unitary government. We want total breakup because unitary government will bring another problem of itself. We want a total breakup. So everybody will manage their own peace, their own saint on their own region.
Yes.
Simple. We have lived for 60 years and there's no progress. So do you want to tell me another 60 years there will be progress? And,
come on.
Yeah, and it's not looking, and nothing is looking like it's going to be better. It's getting worse. 60 years of unity, we are not making progress. Why don't we try this unity and see what will happen? We have tried unity, and it's not working, and it seems like it's not going to work. And and it looks as if it's not going to work for another. It looks like it's not going to happen. So why don't we try this unity and see what is going to happen?
Another 60 years. So after 60 years, if everyone not do well, we can come together again
we come
and form
together.
Nigeria. Why not?
I don't really understand people. Sometimes they say one Nigeria. God created Nigeria. No, there's no God that created Nigeria.
No, God did not create any goddamn Nigeria. Nobody should tell
God
you
put us together. What kind of God? What kind of God that put us together to put us in this kind of mess? That God must be a very wicked God.
Be a wicked God. They will just make you blaspheme against God, my brothers are. Yeah, they will make you blaspheme against God because you'll be asking critical questions and say, "There's a God they give leader. God, they do this and that." God will hate you in Nigeria. We no give you one good person for 62 years. Baba, you need to question that.
Listen, guys.
It's not real.
Guys, this struggle, we must do everything we have for the sake of our children and unborn. Right. If we don't do it, we are in trouble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. I like people who actually go deeper when they just, you know what I mean? I love that. That's a very good one there. Your method too. Your method too. Your Maiyegun, our Maiyegun like solid. Thank you very much for always, sir. That's kind of you. To everybody still watching, right? Especially on YouTube, you can still take your time to actually like that video just before you go, even if you have, even though we have a limited time to wrap up now, okay, or round up. So we've said a lot and people have prayed for Maiyegun, appreciate Maiyegun, said all that, but your offering is so important. That's to show that you were here. Trust me, we are going to be rounding up soon, by the way. So I have another caller. Oh, hello there.
Maiyegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
Twale.
Oh, yeah.
Gidi.
Alpha, Baba.
Original general, the original general.
It go be. Tell them.
Take a wallet.
I go peluke, Baba. Take a wallet. Oh, yeah.
Now your guy, Steven from Texas. Oh, my brother, me.
Thank you so much, Baba. How are you?
It's so encouraging every day to see your exploits.
Thanks, man.
I just formally I've lost confidence in everything. But ever since I started watching Maiyegun General, I kind of got my hope rekindled because brother me the power of I just believe say now one day we just wake up to the end of the world, Nigeria no go better. You know, but
that's a fact too. Trust me, but go on.
I tell you, because I know, you know, the other, like yesterday, I was discussing with a friend of mine. And as I like, all these people that gather themselves and say they want to be president, look at Ojo Kozus or Kali. Look at the caliber of people coming out. Look at Jaya Bellu. Yeah. Look at, what's his name? He said he's the ovation publisher. Yeah. And I said, it becomes to a comic something. What you sort out our Danny, so to do Baba Suwe at the are these people okay? Are these people okay? These people are not even, they're not, oh my God damn it. God damn it. You know, watching Tinubu was talking of, I paid, Lagos State, I paid the WAEC. Lagos State, what have you done with the whole billions that Lagos State generates every month? What has Lagos State become with all those billions? When so more, imagine an illiterate becoming a whole head of don't control our graduate, don't control our graduate to Aleku, our professors to Walateku, that they cannot. And Solomon is their father, is their leader.
Is their mentor.
He's the OTDK, man. Forget about it. Forget about it. Which about to New York, but if you don't understand, then forget about it.
If you don't get it, just forget about it.
Forget about it. It's all over.
You are.
It's so simple. It really pains me. No,
you get it. Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
You get it,
you know, brother, Terry, I beg. Let's infiltrate, like you said. You know, helicopter here, come and da, or leaflet. Let people know the rot that this country has become. Yes. That there is nothing, they are not doing anything evil but asking for secession. Because Nigeria expired 2014. That's right. And I have to ask you, Maiyegun, who can travel with a passport that is expired? Is it possible?
And it is even a crime to travel with an expired passport. You'll be stopped.
So why are you? You know the painful part is that we have all these so-called stands. What but I want stand, I be standing the one but I want it. That they cannot. You are living on an expired document. You are calling a country that the document has expired. And nobody is even coming about or even talk about it. Everybody, because they are part of the problem. Yeah. The judiciary is so-called stars and santas. We are part of the problem. They are missing from the legacies of this corruption. Yes. They are part of the problem. Because you cannot tell me that a country that has no genuine document is a country. And everybody is keeping quiet.
I mean, it's so strange that
which one of them can...
They are still using Abdul Salami's decree. 23 years, democracy, they are still using Abdul Salami's decree. Like it's 200 million, country of 200 million people. Baba,
I'm a professor. Look at this shameless thief, shameless criminal. Because of what you did 5 million, 10 million. I believe
remember, if with the place where you go take notes, say Nigeria is a joke and a country where people live in denial. Now, professors for universities, they rig election for Agberos, certificate forgers, thieves, kidnappers, and all those criminals. Now university lecturers, they rig election, and then they falsify the figure. Yeah. Now, when the rogues come to power, they steal their salary, they steal their promotion, they steal their pension. Then university lecturer will start going on strike and say they are not taking care of us. This country, politicians are not taking. Who is fooling who?
Very seamless. Very seamless set of elite. Can you imagine? If we buy control billions of dollars revenue to the last transportation sector left and right. And you people as professors over there, want to the chairman of back. So, and it's not heading even the so-called Ministry of Transport. Oh my God!
It is what it is, Baba. It is what it is, Baba. Now, you see, now, when they think deep, they'll say, Baba, you know it's not to think calm.
Problem
no they finish because for those who are this smart, if you see them, they'll say, Baba, no to think calm, no worry your head, no try to say you won't try figure it out because Nigeria is it is what it is, my brother. Thank you so much for yours. That's what thank you. Go on.
All right, bro.
Nice one, bro. Yeah, thank you so much, and you have a good one. Okay, so this is where we're going to drop the whole conversation tonight. I wish we could continue, but talking about time, we would have to wrap it up now. Hopefully, if I come back here again, we'll have this kind of time again to express ourselves and share up. I actually wish we could have our own People's Parliament tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe we could have it tomorrow. Or we could have it any time that we have the chance to do it. But as you are going to bed there tonight, remember that Ambode once said good night.
And the only way out for us is to continue to do that in the next 4 years. This particular aspirant, as you all know, you can go and check it, the records are there. This is somebody that has been arrested for spending fake American dollars in a nightclub in America. And he's been detained for months. And he knows that he has won mugshots for months before this whole thing was quenched. He's also known that he doesn't have the competence to do what he's being propelled to do. The records are there in Bagara General Hospital. This is somebody that has gone for rehabilitation before. We don't want to go too far. But
Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́.